Hey, this is Matt Terrell with Justin Doyle Homes, here to talk about the next phase of your construction, which is drywall and finishes. So you've made it through framing, mechanicals, and insulation, and we're ready to have the drywall hangers come on site and hang the drywall walls and ceiling. Once they're completed, we'll have the drywall finishers come out. They'll apply the tape and mud and sand that product. So it will get a little bit messy under the drywall phase of your job, but once that's started, we're going to have a concrete walk with your project manager for the outside of your home. So your project manager will schedule this with you for your patios, your sidewalks, and your driveway, anywhere that concrete would go. You'll be on site, meet with them to map that out for your home. Let's go upstairs. We'll talk a little bit more about drywall, paint, and some other finishes that we'll expect in this phase. All right, so we're on the main floor of this home, and we're just about through the finish stage, but I'll kind of talk a little bit about what to expect as you're finishing the drywall. So drywall's been installed, it's been mudded. We're ready for the first application of paint. And you'll see in this home, we even have some touch-up left to do. And we'll get to that a little bit later in the phase of this particular project. So we'll have paint on, floors will go in. So in this home, a lot of hardwood. So we put a protective barrier down below us so that we can protect the floor. There's a lot of construction work that goes on in here, so we'll make sure that your product is protected. So we'll do a finish coat of paint on this brick as well. And then after the paint is completed, we'll start to get into the interior trim work of your house. Interior trim is going to be your baseboard, your casing, and obviously the trim work for your cabinetry in your kitchen and your vanities. So the carpenters will come in, they'll install all those, and they'll set those. Just keep in mind, through this phase, there will be nicks in your drywall, there will be other things that will end up being cleaned at the end and touched up through the final phase of this part of your job. So cabinets go in, then you'll have your countertops templated. The countertop company will come out, they'll measure your tops, and a couple weeks later, they'll install those once they get those in. That's called templating and then install. And then we're ready for final paint. So they'll come back out, they'll roll, they'll spray your doors, spray your trim, and that'd be the final paint for your job site. Keep in mind, it's a construction site, so there's a little bit of a mess. That's because we have multiple trades overlapping through this final phase of your job. Let's talk a little bit about the final punch walk and how we're going to get to the close of your job. All right, so after tops are installed and final paint application is on the walls, we're getting really close to the close of your job. There's a few things that are going to happen. Our managers are going to walk your home and create their own punch list. Take them a couple weeks to have all the trades come back out, your drywaller, your painter, your interior trim. Those guys will come back out, give it one final touch and one final clean and make sure it's ready for the close. And then the project manager will invite you out for a homeowner walk. You're going to walk the home with your project manager, give it your eyes to see if there's anything that needs to be buttoned up or tightened up as well. And then they'd create a punch list with you before they'd ever close that house and turn the keys over to you. So about this point, you're getting really anxious to know, when are we moving in? Your project manager is going to keep in communication with you. Once they have a time frame or a window, they'll communicate that with you. But keep in mind, there's still a lot of things that has to happen to get to that point. So it's a little bit of an ebb and flow to know what date you're going to close on your home. But your project manager is anxious as well as you are. So a couple expectations as you go through this phase of your job, the drywall and the finishes. It's an exciting phase because all that front side work you put in with the designers and the selection coordinators, that's going into your house. So it's really going to come to life. So enjoy that part of it. But if one other thing to expect is as we're going through this, your drywall is going to get nicked. You might get a nicked trim piece. Keep in mind that's what the punch walk is for our managers to walk through it, catch those items, fix those at that time. So you will see some things that need remedied. Rest assured, your project manager will take care of that towards the end of the job. As always, if you have any questions, reach out to your project manager. They're happy to help answer any questions, or if need be, even meet you on site to walk it with you. So enjoy this phase. It's exciting. It is the drywall and finishes. And next video we'll send to you is going to be how we're going to close the house with you and what to expect at the actual closing and the turning over of the keys to you.